Hi, Davi here. Today we have a new episode in the Art Review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of Jun Yang, a 2D artist based in Nanjing, China. So I did find this artist first via Pinterest, I believe, and it was actually through like these drawings over here, the line drawings, the figure slash gesture studies. And thankfully, I did find their ArtStation page. It was linked in the Pinterest post. But as you can see, they do have quite a bit of a range in terms of their style. And obviously, they have way more paintings than they do these like gesture studies. So I'm going to focus first on the drawings just because that's what I found first from their work. And then we're going to head over to their more painted stuff. Let me just open this in a new tab and maybe we'll start here. There you go. Now, this one does have a bit of a glow behind the inks. It almost looks like it was like it has that tracing paper look to it. Maybe it's like a style thing, but like it has like a shadow or something behind the inks. Uh, but yeah, I do like it. I like the way they're able to break down the figure, whether nude or clothed. Uh, like they have their own methodology for like capturing like like it seems like there's some movement there, but also they're able to jot down necessary details. For example, for this one below, like look at how the ankles were uh, described, right? With just a few strokes. Same thing for the feet. Obviously, it's always a good thing. Um, and like they'll do this for like anatomy, but also for clothes, right? Like how the folds are done. Like I think when you do a lot of these like character studies, and you're just focused on like the line work, I think you're gonna learn how to break things down in your own way that makes sense for you. And I think it's gonna transfer whenever you start doing your own characters. I also noticed they like adding these like black sort of fill-ins in their work. Um, I think it just makes your drawing a little more grounded, or it can be kind of empty when all you see is lines or just empty lines, no black fill-ins, you know. Unless the intention is to actually color it eventually, sure. But if it's gonna be a black and white only sort of thing, I think it's nice to have these areas of just black uh to again sort of just add something to solid or ground your drawings. This one is looks like Gwen. Well, that's not true. Uh, I guess it's because of the proportions, the proportions of the white against the black. It reminds me of the costume of Gwen from the Spider-Man universe, right? I think her name is Gwen. Um, but yeah, I just think she's wearing a like for this one. I think she's wearing like a normal one piece. Hard to say, but yeah, look at how it. Can we zoom in? I want to zoom in. Look at that. Oh, for the pen they're using, they have a bit of a texture to it. So I think that's a good choice. Just to add a bit of grit, because in the end, I don't even see like a noise texture added to the this fill-in black fill-in parts. It's just left bare and flat. So uh, the textures coming from those lines just adds that um, teeth to your work, right? And even the way it was filled in, it's not even perfect. Like if you zoom in, like you will see these like white spaces. Um, I think it's fine. For a sketch anyway. Pretty cool. Oh wow, this one has more of a red tint to it. Like a maroon, like a blood sort of color. Ooh. And again, they just have a habit of adding these like small, even if it's so minimal, these black like fill-ins. It's nice. And they have like really curvy lines and um I know it just seems so gesturally right to me. Oh, look at that waist. Damn. There's something about the tiny waist that just uh-uh. Big hips, tiny waist. There you go. Look at that. And you can look at the way they're able to simplify the anatomy. You know, the shoulders, you can tell there's a bit of a bump here. This forearm muscle over here that sort of protrudes out a bit. This tricep area. And again, you don't have to go so deep when it comes to human anatomy or human, like, you don't have to know like, each individual muscle. I think people can get lost in studying human anatomy in that level. I think when you do studies like these, it sort of encourages you to know enough, right? Uh, to sort of break it down in your own way, right? And I think once you do enough of these, it's going to transfer to your like original drawings, to your own character sort of artwork. And I think it's much more efficient. Like you don't have to go far into like the muscles and everything. Like just knowing how the scapula kind of works in the back, or it's not so much how it works, but how can you represent something with less lines? For example, I always or one of the things I look at are the knees. Like how do artists simplify the knees? I mean, even if there's no rendering, you can tell that this knee, whether the front, back, or sorry, whether what do you call this part of it? Sorry, I was gonna say the front and back part of the knee, but this is not. I don't think it's considered a knee. I think the knee is here because of the kneecap, right? Jesus. But the point is, you can tell which one is the front part and which one is the back part just because of the lines that were chosen to be like drawn. You know, so I think you learn these things by, drawing a lot of like figures in this way, like gesture studies, and it's that it's a gesture study. Like it captures the flow of the figure and everything, but also it has some detail. Like to me, that's what I consider nice gesture drawings, where it captures the flow, but also has a bit of information about it, kind of like this. This one doesn't seem as gestural, but I can still feel like the flow of the figure. But it has some anatomical details that make it look a little more grounded. You know. Like for example, for this part of the shoulder, like, you could tell like the pec muscle is sort of here and it connects to the shoulder, right? So like this detail over here, like this is something you will see in real life, but look at how much it has been simplified. Um, and as much as it's good to study from reference from real life or from photos, I think it's good to also study how other artists simplify the figure. Um, I mean, you can figure things out on your own, but why not save time? And because there are techniques that just make sense to you, and sometimes you do need some help. You know, people have all sorts of ways of describing something, so don't be afraid to study the works of other artists, right? You know, sorry, it reminds me a little bit of the work of. Let me just write your name down. Wellbe, Well dash BE. Uh, Especially their traditional like sketches, because they do quite a bit of like figure drawing. Although they go a bit more on the abstract end, where they exaggerate the features a lot. I think Jun Yang has a happy medium kind of approach, where it clearly it is stylized, but it has like it's semi. I'm sorry, I don't even think it's semi realistic. I think it's still it leans more on the stylized side, but it has like enough. Even the way the scab looks from the back, I mean, it's so like like it's based on reality, but there is some simplification happening, which um, I like. Pretty cool. Look at the way the hair was sort of chunked out. Even the ear, the way the eye, everything is just like simplified to like a good way or in a good way. And by the way, we're still in the drawings. Oh, ooh la la! Look at those. Look at these ones. Oh, yeah, we're still in the drawing sort of section here. Um, but this Jun Yang can also paint like a freaking um, yeah, pretty cool. And they just know how to exaggerate like the lines a bit to make it interesting, but not too much where it sort of gets a bit too abstract. Oh, you know what? I would recommend my Inputwo. I love my Inputwo. My Inputwo. My input. Inputwo. Yeah. And you can now for my Inputwo, you can tell that they do emphasize like the thighs a lot more. Like super like short torsos, but humongous legs. I think Jun Yang likes to keep it a little more chill. It's just so aesthetic, right? Like there's no painting here. It's just like a line drawing with some black fillings. But look at how you just like you look at this part and your eyes just sort of like ooh, like you just follow the curves and everything. Oh, now obviously I think this would also depend on your actual reference. If you have like boring references, I think you're not gonna learn how to draw interesting poses if you don't draw from interesting or references that have interesting poses. So you do need to be a bit picky with how you pick your references because it's gonna translate when you do your own stuff or your own like characters, right? And yeah, you just develop your own system of like your own mannequin when you do this, right? Oh, again, those knees. Look at how they look like actual knees, right? The simplification of the feet. You don't even have to draw the toes in this like view, but look at the form. Oh, look at the. Oh, I would recommend also Viktor Titov. Viktor Titov. Because a lot of their figures look like these as well. Kawaii. Okay, this one's a bit more clothes, but even the way they're able to simplify the clothing, right? Like you learn how to, for example, you can tell like this part of the jacket is like being pulled because their arms like stretching out. So this fold is going to be more obvious when you're in this sort of position. Like you learn these things when you draw these types of like quick people drawings, right? And I think it's way more efficient to draw this way than say going into like super deep on like the muscles and everything. I mean, if that's your thing, if number one, if that's your interest, sure. If the thing you want to create eventually has a lot of like muscle and stuff like that, sure. But I think for most people, you don't have to go to that level of. I mean, this is enough. Like this is convincing enough for me, or for most people. So wow, look at that. Ooh, right. And even if there's not many lines within the actual drawing, look at how the silhouettes just work. Like the shapes just like it's so convincing. I mean, for example, for these feet, do you see any like toes? You don't even see like it's like the foot of an actual mannequin you would see in a store, but you can tell it looks like a foot because the silhouette is so well, not so, but it's accurate enough. And I think these types of sessions or drawing sessions help train you to um, sort of. know what the silhouette of that thing you're studying typically looks like. So I highly recommend these types of drawings, but I'm gonna focus more now. Oh, they have way more shit. Oh wow, we're at 15 minutes. Fuck. So we'll do a quick rundown of these images here. I think it was this guy that I found on the Pinterest. Look at those back muscles there. Oh yeah, yeah. Um. Oh, very. Even the guys they do very aesthetic. You know, it's just like well chunked out, lots of meat. You could say yummy, right? Easy. Um, but even if there's no painting, there's no colors, right? You can tell this guy is more masculine. It's not just this area over here, but obviously like it's a lot more squarish, a lot more angularity to it, right? Even the way the calves, look at how it points in this spot. Cool. Oh, even the quads are like, ugh, that's like fit guy, you know. And look at how simplified those muscles are. You know, it's not super detailed, but you can get the chunk of it, and that's enough. Just know where the chunks are, and you'll be fine. Right? Look at how the feet were simplified. Ah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Some guys running or boxing. Sorry. Uh, cute, kawaii, high socks or high pull-up socks. I have no idea what the term is, but they're just high socks, right? So some cute girls here. Kind of a sweater with the shorts. The thighs are exposed. Perfect. You know, interesting. Even the way the shoes are simplified, pretty cool. It doesn't take too many lines to illustrate like a figure. Even the way these folds were done for this sitting character, like, and this sort of like the collar that goes beyond the mouth all the way up to the nose. Look at how the folds were done. Very simplified, but it works. Look at that. Oh, I love. You know what? Those black villains just work for me. They just add again. They add just a bit of. You know how you listen to like songs or music. It doesn't sound right if it doesn't have bass. You know, like a deep part. I think when you add these sorts of black areas or black villains, that is the visual version of a bass or bass. You know, I can't tell. Do you say bass or bass? Like this song has nice bass or this song has nice bass. Anyway, so just kind of angry, but it doesn't mean you can't look cute. Can I? While being angry. There you go. Typical tsundere kind of a pose. Damn, look at those thighs. You know, they're like pillows. This one is a bit more simplified, especially like the top part, but it's legit. Like it makes sense, you know. So, oh, you know what? I would recommend the work of Emilio Dekure. They have a YouTube channel, and I recommend you watch how they draw. It's kind of like the way this top part was drawn reminds me of, or the upper torso with arms and everything reminds me of, and maybe even the legs reminds me of Emilio Dekure or Decor. Okay, that's it. Oh shit, there's more. Okay, we'll just scroll past. Oh, this one has a lot more black villains. Typical schoolgirl, right? Japanese schoolgirl, always a good thing. Again with the knees. Oh, she's kind of like shocked. Kawaii. And again, it has a tracing paper look. And I think it's because the line work has shadow uh, added, like a drop shadow as like a layer effect. Okay. Kawaii. And oh my god, the way the heels were done and the it's so aesthetic. Like you will see this in a lot of like old school, like if you look at illustrations or drawings from the the golden age of illustration. Um, think of people like McGuinness something, those types. Maybe Lion Decker. Focus on their like line drawings, or either pencil or ink. They have like a very demure. Just they have like a classic look to their drawings. Like you don't really see this anymore, sadly. But I think there are people who carry on that awesome vibe, and I think Jun Yang is kind of in that. Oh, I think Jun Yang likes to stylize their work a bit more, but I would put Jun Yang as one of those types. But I think I think they did some work for Gundam. The ah Heather something, Hayweather, Haymether. It's the recent Pablo Uchida. Yeah, I love their drawings. They do a lot of drawings on the Twitter page. I think it's Pablo Uchida or Pablo Cafe. I think that's their tag, Pablo Cafe something. Yeah, they work on that recent like really like cinematic Gundam film. Hey weather, high weather, whatever. But I love that movie. It was so like attractive, aesthetically pleasing to the freaking eyes. Anyway, and even though it didn't have as many mech fights, when it did have the mecha fights, it was super like visually like stunning. Um, and obviously the main character, got in a way like distracted or from his like purpose because of that like woman, the blonde one. Oh Jesus! And the kind of I think they had a bit of a dick measuring contest. Like the guy, the police officer, and him. I think they were they trying to impress the woman? I'm not sure, but like there was some kind of tension there that you know I liked. Anyway, yeah, I recommend Pablo Uchida's work again for the drawings. Um, I mean, yeah, the paintings are good too, but uh, obviously the drawings are like the foundation. It's considered like a foundational skill. So if you're good in drawing, chances are you're gonna be good. Usually in painting, not always, but sorry, usually. Right, even the way this hand was simplified. Look at how the like which lines overlap which or the other lines, right? Like you're seeing the bottom part or the palm of the hand, and look at how the fat of those palms sort of like curve on top of one another, right? I forgot the term, but I think it's just called the T. I think Michael Hampton mentioned this in his book. I'm not sure if he coined that term or it's just like a common thing, but you have to find whenever you're doing like figure drawings or pretty much all drawings, you have to find the T. Let me just zoom in on this specific piece. Wait, I can zoom in. Oh, I can apparently. Shit. Ugh, Jesus, my bad. Let me bring out my pen. Look at how there's like a T over here. There's another like it's almost like another T here, another T. Basically, it's whenever lines overlap another line. Like if you're good at doing this, like you're gonna be able to demonstrate which part or which thing is on top of the other thing, right? And you will see this a lot more let's say in hands or like feet, just because it has more like limbs or like connection or things coming out of it. So yeah, so if you're good in doing that, you're gonna be solid, especially when you're doing like foreshortened like poses or shots. Um, Super cool. Oh, this one has a lot more like, and the black fill-in was not like lassoed in. It's sort of like sketched in or drawn in. Look at that. Oh, look at them. Oh, look at those lat muscles, the back muscles. You can even see it from the front view. It's either this guy is super like trained in like pull-ups or they're a swimmer, because I know swimmers have like big lats too, because they have to like do the whole like hand arm motion thing where they have to like reach out and everything. Um this is like the perfect male physique over here. Look at oh 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 um reminds me a little bit of a One Punch Man, right? Like he has muscle, but it's not like so like buff. Oh, look at them toes. Look at them toes. Kawaii. Kawaii. Right? Like they're able to capture like the softness of the soles. There you go. Ooh, very demure. Nice skirt. Oh, I think she's undressing. Oh. Okay, I think we're done with the figure drawing stuff. Let's go to the paintings. Oh shit, we have more? Oh, I think this is the last one. Oh shit, we're at 27 minutes. Maybe guys, I think I'll make a part 2 just because I think this video is taking too long. Um or you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's make it we'll see. Some more guys here, right? Again, even though some of the figure or the anatomy is a bit exaggerated or stylized, it still looks legit, which I do like. Oh, this guy's face is a lot more stylized. Usually for his figure drawings, he likes to simplify the face, uh, or like keep the facial features very minimal. But I think in this case, he wanted to play or she is Jun Yang like a guy or a girl, who knows? But they wanted to add a bit more like stuff in there. Look at that, very buff. Oh, even like the buttocks, the gluteus maximus, very like angular as well. Um, a bit more thin, but still like muscular. Okay, that's it. You know what? I think we can make some time for the paintings. Uh, yeah, they have a lot. You know what? What if I make this a part 2? You know what? That's too lazy. I'll just do it right now. I've had some videos, some art reviews that are like 40 minutes, even an hour long. So I think we're fine. We're fine. Yeah, we'll just do it in this view maybe because I'm sure that. Wait, let me just click this. Do they have? Oh, they have a lot of drawings. Because I feel like I'm missing out. Because I want to explore their work too, and these art reviews give me that opportunity to sort of have fun and explore stuff. Um. So for this one, they have quite a bit of a. It's a bit more. It's in grayscale, right? But they have like a tint to it, like a green. In this case, it's more green, kind of like the Matrix, right? But I love that or this look. It looks kind of like graphite to me a little bit. Oh, some ballet dancers. Oh, look at how the anatomy was John here, very cool. And you can tell it's like it's not super detailed, but from afar it looks so legit. You know, ballet dancers may have the best physiques, like natural looking physiques, whether female or male. Like they have like enough muscle. Oh, they're kind of more on the thinner side, sure, but they just have like a nice tight body. Oh, look at how those feet were done. Like the ankles, even. Look at how the toes weren't even like fully drawn. But they're able to capture like the calf muscles, the quads. Um, I think this is like a value study too, you know? And you can see like a faint, like the initial sort of faint line sketch, but it's so like light and thin that it's hard to see from afar. I think the emphasis for these drawings are the values of these values, number one, but the anatomy too of these like dancers. And these ones are cool too. Uh, some lines are a bit more apparent. They're a bit thicker, but let me just zoom in. Look at, oh my god. Oh, I would recommend the work of, because I do see quite a bit of a diverse style or set of styles that Jun Yang can do. I think I would recommend the work of, sorry, Sasa Melody, because that's the artist that comes to mind when a lot of their drawings or sketches seem like they differ from sketch to sketch. So I think you would like, or you may like their work as well. Sasa Melody, I think the name is. Look at that. Come on. So classy. Nice samurai guy here too. Even the way the face was drawn, like it's stylized, but there's some kind of expression there. Um, my God, like it's over. Oh, let's check. It's the Monkey King, maybe. Look at this one. They're using a lot of hard brushes. There are some parts that have gradients, but it's a bit minimal, or soft brushes. But it's mostly like really kind of heavy on the hard edges, hard shapes. I think I've mentioned this before. I call it the cut out filter or the cut out style where uh the values are broken down into like geometry. Super cool. I mean some parts there is some blending in some parts, but it's very minimal. That's I mean look at the I mean first of all the face, super cool, right? But the abs and the torso basically, look at that. Very well sculpted. Come on, right? And he has a couple of portraits or studies that are in this style where it's very heavy on the edges, very hard shapes. So I'm guessing these are like storyboards or film studies, maybe. They look like gouache paintings to me because this kind of look is very common with gouache painters. Same thing here. Again, it has the cut out look. Uh, I think this is from Game of Thrones. I like how the faces are super stylized or caricaturized, and I think you learn a lot by um, not copying things one is to one, while still having or while still being able to capture the likeness of something. So I think this guy is also from Game of Thrones, I think. But yeah, for the brushes, they have a bit of a noise to it, or maybe it's like added after that noise sort of texture filter thing. But yeah, it has like a softer look to it. The painting, softer, smoother, right? But the forms are very well done. This reminds me of like a classical painter. I'm not sure which one, but think ballerinas with lots of like dark colors or like black basically in their work. I forgot the name, but I know it's like a classic sort of artist. Oh, nice back. Kawaii. This one is a lot more stylized. Can we zoom in and see more stuff? Pretty cool. A lot more exaggeration, but let me just zoom in here, especially for the face. But I like it. Look at that. Now this one does seem a little more painterly. Okay, let me find more stuff here. Can I zoom in? Okay, pretty cool. Some more character paintings, designs. Ooh. Yeah, more painted, but you can tell how it's well chunked out. Like look at the amount of uh like the shapes are, let me just zoom in so I can show you. Look at how it's like chunked out well, you know? And there's like some hue shifts here and there. Obviously value differences, but there is some slight hue shifts or shifts in hues. Um yeah, again, very common with like gouache types of paintings, but nice legs. This one does seem a little more blended. Lots of softer edges. Maybe they're using like a mixer brush or some kind of smudge tool, but yeah, this one seems a lot more painted. I do see a lot more textures here and there from the brush itself. Nice bike. It's a quick sort of concept, but it's like a well done, quick painting. It's so like I'm sold already, you know? Damn. Easy. Look at this one. Oh. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Let's check this one out. Oh, this one is like a little more highly done. Oh my, let me just zoom in on this guy. Oh, it's a bit simplified for the body, but I do see a lot more blend. Oh, look at how the shoes kind of blend with the legs. Oh, I love this look. Where like one, like the ends of the limbs are usually like dark and then they fade out into like the lighter portion of the skin. Very cool look. Wow. Even the shoes or the high heels look super cool. The legs, they're a bit more blended. You can still see some lines here from the initial like drawing. A lot more harder shapes here with the jacket, and then it becomes smoother again for the body and the, you know, this part of the helmet where you have the glass thing. Look at that. Super cool. But wait, let me see this one first. Oh my! Oh, there's a noise texture added in the end. Pretty cool. This one is a lot more refined. Sorry, a lot more finished. I guess it does get a bit loose on the legs, but and for this like mecha thing, but definitely at the top. I think they're using maybe a graded map. My guess. Uh, as part of their coloring process, but anyway, it still looks really cool. Oh, Damn. And the underlighting or reflected lighting? Perfect. Oh wait, this one has a clear background. Happy New Year. Oh, happy Chinese New Year. There you go. Wait, what year is it? Year of the Fox? Lion? I don't know. It says Fox Lioner. I have no idea. But yeah. Grrr. Looks kind of like a cat. You know, with the cat ears and everything. Reminds me of the anime Duraran something. Where this chick basically doesn't have a head. Like she just has a helmet, but inside the helmet, like her head is sort of somewhere else. Lost, but yeah. Such a cool character. I haven't finished the full like anime, but I've seen some like of the initial episodes. It looks interesting, or that's what I remember anyway. So we have like a bunny girl here, kawaii. Again with the knees, so sexy. There you go. Well sculpted too. Like, look at how the legs, even though they're not as muscular, they just seem like more full. Like, I think it's the way they render the values. Like you will see this a lot in like comics when they like illustrate superheroes. Um, I would recommend the work of maybe Jorge Jimenez. Like he has a very unique way of inking his work. Like sometimes it feels more like a painting. Sometimes like he knows how to blend all sorts of different techniques. Jorge Jimenez. Okay, this is the last post we'll focus on. Let's zoom in on this guy. Oh my god. Very clean. Almost looks a little bit a little watercolor-esque to me. I think it's because of the textures, maybe. Oh, but the rendering is so freaking fine. And I think if you want to balance, because your strokes won't always have consistency, I think it's important or very useful to add like a filter after. Usually, the most common one would have to be like a noise texture. Um, and I think it's a good filter to use. Look at the amount of values for the shoes. So hot. And again, the legs, those knees, they look so sculpted. Ugh. Kawaii. So she could be like a cop or an assassin, doesn't matter. She's odd. Not much texture brushes. Maybe there's some texture maybe the edge, but it's mostly like a. It seems quite solid, you know. And I think they're considering that after the painting, they're gonna add a filter anyway, like a noise filter. So they're more aware of that. I mean, look at how this hair was chunked out into all different kinds of blues. Ugh, it's freaking over. Um, kawaii. So that's it for this art review of Jun Yang. Highly recommend their work. Lots more to see. Obviously, we don't have time to see everything, but wait, let me see these drawings here. Oh, so line drawings, but they have shadow. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, so they're very good in characters, and they have like a wide range of styles to sort of address this kind of subject. Super cool. Highly recommend. And yeah, I'm gonna link this page in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.